Hello, friends. Welcome back to another reading. My name is Diane, and I'm a witch. And welcome to my channel, Witchcraftispolitical. So now, if you're new here, I just want to say that this is a channel for witchcraft, and I'm a witch. And if you are scared or suspicious or angry at witches, then this channel is not for you. So, with that nice spell put around here to hold some space for returning viewers and new subscribers, welcome again. I hope you have been well. We just had a new moon on 11th of Feb, and what I want to do today actually is something different from what I have been doing so far. So I was guided to do this new thing today, which is like a collective reading for the new moon. And this new moon in Aquarius is so interesting because, as some of you might know, we have been walking our initial steps through the age of Aquarius for some years now. Some argue even a couple of centuries. But yeah, and this last year was really a very big kind of landmark, astrologically speaking, for this shift to occur. As you know, the world in the last year saw some very, very big changes, things we did not even think were possible in 2019 for the whole world to grind to a stop, and it happened. And it brought some bad things and some good things. But what is clear in all this good and bad is that changes happened. Now, as you know, on this channel, we believe that witchcraft is political and spirituality is political, and the separation of the material and spiritual realms is something which is really a part of oppressive power. So we have to understand that none of these shifts are just some, astrological woo, just something which happens out there and doesn't matter to us, because we are a part of the universe, we are a part of the earth, and what happens to earth is also what will happen to us. We have to give up this arrogance of thinking that we are separate from the earth or the universe, because it is this very arrogance actually which, it's not even good for us. Like, it just makes us isolated and lonely, and I know so many of us are feeling like that. Even when we are surrounded by people, we just feel like that. We feel isolated and lonely. So you have to understand that this is very much part of the politics of material spiritual separation. And I want to emphasize that because it's kind of relevant. Not just kind of, I think it's centrally relevant to this shift, which has been happening since the last year. In December, we saw the new moon in Sagittarius on 12th, and 9 days later, we saw the Great Conjunction on 21st December, which is also the day of the solstice, the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. And here we see Saturn in the past 2 months, moving away from its position in Capricorn to Aquarius. And this is a significator of a lot of new things, radical ideas being born in the world. But considering that this shift is marked by Saturn, it also means that there are some hard lessons here, and there will be some hard lessons here. Because to really birth anew is a painful process. I mean, if you are a woman, you know that. And even if you are not, if you have been around babies, or if you have seen life and death, if you have seen animals, if you have seen how life is created in nature, birthing is not a painless process. But all that pain is worth it, right? And that's the similar kind of shift we are going through right now. And which is why I also especially wanted to do a reading today for the collective for the new moon in Aquarius, because there is something new happening here, something new shifting here. And I thought it would be nice to kind of come together as this community, a group of friends, and just try to get some perspective, right? Because it's so easy these days to lose perspective because there's just so much information thrown at us. And we need it. We need to know. At the end of the day, I feel like we need to know that all the stuff we are going through, all the suffering we are going through has some meaning, right? We need that sense of meaning, I think, and we are looking for that. And I mean, meaning, of course, is co-created. It's not something which is just given to us in the olden times as it was understood. And neither is life meaningless, which has been the hallmark of modern and postmodernity. No, but meaning is co-created. And I guess we need to figure out what kind of meaning are we co-creating, or what is our role in this co-creation, and what kind of meaning the other half of the universe out there, right? The earth, animals, trees, machines, technology, everything, right? What kind of meaning are we creating with them? What is our role in it? What is their role in it? Because the arrogance here also has been, of course, that in modernity, that humans can create the entire meaning of universe by themselves. Humans have all the power to infuse and adorn meaning, and this is just a lie. This is just a lie. And I mean, this is a lie born of arrogance, and a lie which just really reinforces our own isolation. It does nothing more than that. And which means that at the end of the day, it doesn't serve us, and that's the meaning of lies. Lies are things which don't serve us. They don't serve our highest good, right? So today I thought, in today's reading, we will see. We'll try to figure out some sort of meaning. I'll do one of the traditional spreads called the Celtic Cross, and it's a quite detailed spread, and this is a reading for the collective. So I think at this point I don't want to say any more stuff, and just get open to receiving messages from spirit about what this new moon phase in Aquarius mean for us. And it is indeed a new moon phase, so What do the next 15 days have in hold for you and for all of us here watching this video? If you found this video, this message is meant for you. I also want to say that I am not just a tarot reader, but also a medium and a channel. So sometimes my interpretation of the cards are not exactly related or in compliance with the traditional meaning, but that's because I'm being guided by spirit to interpret it in a particular way. So with that, I want to begin the reading. I'm using this deck, the Illuminated Tarot by Caitlin Keegan, and let's see, what do the next 15 days mean for us? What does this, or maybe it's not even about only the next 15 days, but just the marking of this new moon in Aquarius. And not to mention, it's also the Lunar New Year. So what does this new moon mean for us? What will this new moon bring for us? What do we need to know? Spirit, tell us, what do we need to know for this moon? Wow. Wow. So the first card is Three of Pentacles, or Three of Coins. So I want to quickly say that in this spread, the first two cards are related to the question or the themes we are trying to focus on. So here I feel the theme is really community, and this is like really uncanny and synchronous, like it just affirming for me that spirit is really here, because Aquarius is the sign of community, and it's the sign of collaboration, and it's the sign of friendships. So for this card to pop out as like one of our themes for this reading today, it really tells me that spirit is here and magic is real, and we are being guided to think about community, who we value. But also are we making our community identities communal? Are we basing our community identities through processes of exclusion of the other? All right, I'll get into more details later. Let us grab some more cards. Yeah. Spirit, please help us. What does this new moon in Aquarius mean and bring for us? Just give me a moment. I need to adjust my bracelet because it's somehow interfering with me shuffling these cards. Interesting. Something's interfering with something. Something is interfering with you getting the answers. Again, I want to say that anything I say from now on is a channel message. So these are messages I'm receiving for spirit. If you are watching this, there is a message in this video for you. Maybe not all of them resonate, but there is something which will resonate. And what I get is right now, this is a message for someone that something is blocking you, something is interfering in your process of getting the right answers or getting answers at all. There is some sort of block. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So, guys, that's the devil. That's the devil card in this deck, combined with the Five of Wands. Okay, let's get all the cards out first, and then let's talk more. The block, the interference, is to do with the devil energy. The devil energy is the energy of obsession, compulsion, overthinking, the need to control outcomes is the devil energy. Wow. Is that too many cards? Yes or no? Should I take them? Yes or no? Should I take them? Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'll just adjust the cards so that they're here. I hope they're visible to you. Oh no, this one is not visible. Let me try to adjust the camera and see. Oops, in trying to adjust the camera, I accidentally switched it off. Another sign. What is that? A sign of control, I guess. But okay, I think let's work with these cards. Let's work with these cards and let's see what messages we are getting from them. So there are 4 more cards I'll pull towards the end, but for now, let's work with these. So here is a question about community, a question, the theme which we need to focus on in this new moon phase for the next 2 weeks is a question of friendships. Who are you giving your time to? Who are you giving your energy to? Who is occupying your mind and your thoughts? Because this is telling me that there is someone in your life who you are obsessively thinking about. And I'm not particularly getting that this is a romantic situation. I think it can be about friends and family. It could be romantic, I'm not saying it's not, but I think this is larger. It's not just romance. It's likely not romance, actually. I also get that it could be about a work situation or at university or studies if you're involved there in the classroom. But most prominently, I get this is about a friends group. This is about family or friends, and there is someone in this group or in this community who is, yeah, that's what they're telling me. They're saying that there's someone in this group or community who you think a lot about, but the relationship between you and them actually does not serve your highest interests. And that's where the devil comes in, because I think at a collective level, this is really a question of who we allow in. Wow, I'm getting a lot of messages. Just let me order them. Spirit, help me order it. All right, I'll speak first about the collective level, and then I'll talk about specific situations which may be applicable to anyone watching this. All right, at a collective level, at a more at a larger level, right? I think this is about, or the message I'm receiving is that this is about the question of who you allow in your life, in your energy space. The question about who do you hold space for, and who do you not so much pay attention to. Who do you hold space for? So yes, this is about holding space. At a collective level, this is a question about holding space, and who are you holding space for? What is holding space about? Holding space is about empathy. It's about non-judgment, not judging someone, listening. It's about listening, right? It's about creating safe spaces. So also, if you are involved in your community in activist spaces, forms of activism, I'm getting, what they are trying to tell you is that in the next 2 weeks or so, but also as part of this new Aquarian age shift, you need to really examine who do you hold space for and who do you not. And they're telling me that this is not just a question of identity and identity-based holding space, but you have to get even more discerning, because identity is a formula which is useful in certain contexts and at certain times, but it should not be treated as the gold standard for or a replacement for your intuition. Identity politics should not become a replacement for your intuition. Identity politics is important. It has its purpose. It has its strategic usefulness in many contexts, but do not let your involvement in identity politics and activism surrounding identity politics cloud or replace your intuition. This is a very strong message coming for some of you. Again, this is not to say that identity politics is not important or it doesn't serve many oppressed people in this world. It does. But use your discernment at the same time while you are engaging in these activist spaces, or while you are in this activist mode of thinking, to not let these identity politics cloud your own power and your own judgment and intuition about specific people. The reason is that if you want to live in a world which does not live by boxes of identities, you have to start acting that way. And what world is that? That is a magic world. And the magic world relies on your intuition. Right? Okay. So that was one specific message for some of you. For others, the specific message here is that someone in your friend circle or family, I mean, I say for some and for others, but just it could still be applicable to the same person. So take what resonates, because I'm just reading different energies basically, right? And those energies could be relevant to you in different situations to the same person. So, all right. Oh, my camera is shifting again. Let me see if I can do something about it. Apparently not. I don't know. I definitely need a better tripod. All right. Let's just work with what we have. Interesting. Resource crunch. Okay, so the other specific message is this about resources and resource crunch. Some of you are experiencing in your friends and family circle some sort of resource crunch, some sort of lack infrastructurally, and this may have to do with house maintenance, office space maintenance, financial funding. I am getting this as more about work specifically, and you are struggling with that. And again here they are saying give up your overthinking and focusing on the energies of others who are better off or who are causing that lack the way you see it, but kind of bring yourself back into your energy and work with what you have. Be grateful for what you have. This is not to say that we should not aspire for better things, but we can only manifest those things for real when we are in that energy which allows us to be grateful for what we already have. Like attracts like. Birds of a feather flock together. That's the message here. So Mm. You know what, guys? I'm not gonna give you advice. Do what you feel like. Really, I think I have to stop giving advice. I think sometimes, yeah, I think that's me stepping into my own devil energy, trying to give advice and control. Ah, no, no, no. I don't want to give advice. I just want to say that whatever situation you are in, either in your activist space or at work or in your family or friend circle, which is kind of sucking out energy from you and exhausting you, you have to know that this situation is being driven by devil energy. And devil energy is the energy of overthinking, it's the energy of compulsive obsession, addiction, addictive thinking, addiction to thinking, addiction to analysis. Also, the thought that if only you could control things outside of you, your life would be perfect. This thought is also devil energy. If only you could control the world around you, your life would be perfect. This thought is devil energy. So, this situation, which is draining you so much, I'm not saying that it's all you and there's not something wrong out there, but the reason why it's draining you, the reason why it's exhausting you is because it's being fueled. It's a fuel. Devil is the fuel. Yeah, things in the world can be wrong, and of course they are wrong at many levels. But when we feed more fuel to that fire, it really expands into just like a fire which consumes everything. And you have to be aware that this situation is being fueled by devil energy. And yeah, just be aware. No advice right now. I'm done with that shit. No advising. You do what you feel best. This is your journey. It's not mine. I'm only here to provide some guidance from spirit about your current situation. Ultimately, it's your will and your free will. All right. So we have the past energy here. We have Queen of Cups. Recent past, Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay. I'm getting this about a family situation or like a friend situation where someone showed you a lot of sympathy and they listen to you and they just offered you care and love. And this wow, okay. This situation then made you feel attached to them, which is not, again, which is not like, I mean, there's nothing per se wrong with attachment, but this was the attachment, this attachment which you are experiencing or which you experienced in the recent past is more of like a devil driven attachment. So again, this is about community and who you are giving space to, right? So it's not as if their care for you or their love for you was the devil. No, it's not like that. Or their care for you and their concern about you is not. It is genuine. I'm getting it is genuine, but your reaction to it is coming more from a place of feeling abandoned than reciprocity, than true reciprocity. By which I don't mean that you don't have good intentions towards them. I'm sure you have very good intentions towards them. But you have to be very careful, because this friend or family situation can really suck you in and has the potential to make you give up your power. This does not mean that they don't have good intentions towards you, whoever these other people are, these friends, family, even close co-workers, not random co-workers, but close co-workers, who you will call friends, I guess. And wow, how do I say this? Look, no one in this situation has a bad intention, neither you nor they. But the dynamics, the energy in this situation is such that right now it is being pulled in the direction of becoming one of dependency. Okay, so all spirit is saying is that you need to be aware of this. You need to be very aware right now of your dynamics, of your relationship dynamics in your friend circle, in your family circle, because it's not as if they don't have good intentions towards you, but there are two things. First, your response to them could be stemming much more from your fear of abandonment than anything else right now. And no judgment. I have, like, come on, my life so far has been a fear of abandonment. So, yeah, really, no judgment. Just like, there's nothing wrong to feel fear. There's nothing wrong in feeling fear. Just be aware that you are not making your decisions or acting driven by fear, and there's a difference. Feeling fear versus driven by fear. There's a difference between feeling and acting upon that feeling, or feeling and letting that feeling dictate you, or feeling and not feeling and thinking that you're above feelings, but still that feeling kind of works in the background. So just be very aware. First of all, one, is your response to this person or this group of people, it could be two persons I'm feeling, it could be your parents, for example, is your response to them or your reaction to them stemming more from a place of fear and a fear of abandonment rather than who you really are and what you really want. So be just like really aware of that. The other thing I'm getting is that while these people have really good intentions towards you and they do love you, they also at the same time have a rather limited vision of life and its possibilities. And because they have a limited vision of life and its possibilities, they do not see all the magical possibilities of life. They live their own life out of fear. They live their own life in fear. And what does fear do? Fear brings you to devil energy, which is the energy of control and compulsion, right? You want to control the world around you when you are driven by fear. So because these people live their life in fear, this could be your parents, this could be your friends. You will know who I'm talking about by now, I think. They have a very limited version of life. They do not see all the magical possibilities of life. And therefore, they cannot give you the best advice. Because they are not living their own highest potential. So, of course, they cannot guide you towards your highest potential. So, be very careful about advice from them, about taking advice from them. I'm getting do not discuss all your feelings, affairs, situations with them. Because by doing this, you are giving a lot of your energy to these people who, while they have good intentions to you and they love you, but they cannot actually fully see the potential of life and its magic possibilities, and therefore they cannot see all the possibilities for you, and their energy then will unwittingly try to limit yours and your possibility. Yeah, and their energy of fear is also feeding your own fears of abandonment. And again, it's no one's fault here as such. Of course, everyone here needs to do their own shadow work and healing work to get out of this fear-based way of living. But they're not actively trying to sabotage you or something, But you have to be very careful. Then, first of all, is your reaction or is your attachment towards them? Is it actually based on out of love, or is it based on a fear of abandonment? And second, that they cannot imagine the best life's possibilities for you because they can't imagine for themselves. So they are not in a position to give you very good advice for yourself. So be very careful what you share with them, because I'm getting that there is a possibility that this dynamic can easily devolve into a codependent relationship, or a relationship where, one person tries to control what the other person does. It's not that way right now, but it has a potential to go there. And again, it will be no one's fault, because everyone really wants the other person's highest good, or not highest good. Like, everyone wants the other person to be happy, except they don't, they don't even know how to get there for themselves. So there's a unconscious kind of sabotage which is happening here. So be very careful with these energies. Again, you don't need to, whatever situation you are going through at work, in school, or I don't know, in your life in general, with your friends, you don't need to share every detail of it with another one. If you must share it with spirit, journal, right? And these are like very good practices. Pray, talk to spirit, pray, ask for guidance. Spirit is the only one, the universe is the only one, earth is the only one which has your highest purpose in mind, highest good in mind. They can guide you much better than these people who are not living their own highest purpose. So journal, hone your intuition. Your intuition will tell you what to do. Journaling is a very good way, of doing that. Doing it every day really is a practice for your intuition. And that's how you will get like the answers, and that feeling of isolation will also go away by developing a spiritual practice like of prayer, so that you are not constantly seeking, these other people external to you for advice and for validation. Because honestly, they can't really give you that, because they can't give that to themselves, They are living just very limited version of their lives. And you don't need to get sucked into that energy. Alright, coming to here, I see that you have been working like really hard on something, and you have been developing a new skill. Learning something new. Yeah, a new skill. And you have been really like hard at work to pursue this. And again, like here we are getting the work theme again. I mean, it can be work, it can be school, take it as it resonates. It's to do, so business, finances, creating new spaces, holdings, creating new spaces. Maybe you are trying to create a new space, because earlier the theme was also about holding space and activism. Yeah, creating a new space. But Nine of Cups reversed as the bottom energy. Be sure to ask yourself if this is what you really want. Is this thing which you are creating and working on, is it what you really want for your life? Like, I'm not saying that this thing has to define your entire life, but at least is it in alignment with what you want out of your life? Or is it just something you are creating or working on because other people around you think it's prestigious or it's a good idea? Or oops. So are you doing this or developing this new skill actually for yourself, or are you just kind of following other people's standards or their expectations of you, or what other people think is cool or prestigious, or what you think even your community needs. So here, this is not to say that you should not look after other people's needs again, but the theme which is coming out here is about the balance, finding balance between individual and community, your own individual wackiness, uniqueness, which is not about and not always about what the rest of the community needs. And are you sacrificing that part of yourself? Or at least it's not always about what you think the rest of the community needs, So the question is, are you sacrificing that part of yourself for other people, for a larger group? And this is related to what we talked here about, like have you been giving your energy to other people, who say, and who do have their best intentions at heart, but they are not you. In short, they are not living your life, So have you been doing that here too? When you are making your life plans, your larger vision in an ideal world, everything you hope to achieve for yourself as a child, whatever you are doing here, whatever you're working hard on right now, is it in alignment with that? So these are some of the questions Spirit is asking you to focus on for the next 2 weeks, to journal about, to meditate on, to really reflect on, because to build a sustainable community, sustainable friendships, sustainable family relationships, you cannot sacrifice your individual self. That's what leads to dictatorships, oppressive relationships, codependent dynamics, dependent dynamics, manipulative relationships. So please be careful. Please be aware that these dynamics are currently acting. And these are the questions. The question about what do you really want for your life, and if what you are doing now, is it in alignment with that? And if not, how can you make it in alignment? So these are questions you need to figure out for yourself in the next 2 weeks. These are not answers which anyone else can have for you, because this is your life and this is your journey. The new moon in Aquarius is also a very much it's really interesting. Aquarius is a very interesting sign because Aquarius is about community and friendships, but it is also fiercely individual and independent. So that's the kind of energy, I think, which is really coming out in this reading. This is not about sacrificing your needs for the community, or this is not about sacrificing the community for your needs. It's about balance, and balance does not mean sacrifice. Balance means good timing. So be very careful when and how you prioritize your dreams, and when and how you prioritize others. And right now they're really asking you to prioritize on your own. I'm feeling some anxiety coming here from a lot of you watching this, and I just want to let you know it's okay. It's okay. It's really okay to feel anxious. Uncertainty is hard, and fear is hard to deal with. It's okay to feel anxious, really. And the more you allow yourself to feel anxious the more you accept that anxiety is a part of you, you know, the more you will give yourself space to move beyond it, to not take your decisions from an anxious place. Because if you accept, you will know how to manage uh, it. You know, you will focus less on removing the anxiety and more on working with it. So the devil is a part of all of us. Fear is a part of all of us. And that's okay, you know. It's not something to be removed. We are not looking for perfection here. We are looking for progress. Yeah, progress, not perfection. So please don't get stuck in the loop of seeking perfection and trying to cut off some parts of you which you think are not good. Every part of you is good. Every part of you is there because it serves a purpose. The only thing we have to hone, and this is what a lot of witchcraft is about, the only thing we have to hone is timing. You know, when do you let which part of you speak? When do you let which part of you take the reins? And this is so interesting. I just realized this card in this deck is also signified the devil. It's also signified by the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is all about, like, in the traditional Rider-Waite interpretation, representation, it's about five people fighting with wands, which can really be also about, like, you know, those five voices in your head. Because you are not like a single being, right? You contain multitudes. You are so vast. So you have to think of yourself, you have to begin thinking of yourself as the moderator of all those voices inside your head or in your body, you know, all those different feelings which come up, including anxiety, including fears, including the devil, right? And if you are the moderator, what does a moderator do? The moderator controls the timing. When who gets to speak, when who gets attention, when who gets to take the lead, when who keeps, you know, silent. And the moderator themselves is mostly silent. The moderator is a keeper of time. A moderator is also a holder of space, you know, for all these different participants in the discussion. So all the discussion, all these feelings which go on inside of you, you are the moderator of all those multitudes. That's who you are. You are not any one of these feelings. And you have to decide the timing of when you will pay attention to who. And when you perfect that timing, or when you begin to develop that skill of timing, that is what we understand as witchcraft. You know, and it's a craft really, because it's a skill. It's a skill. It's a craft. So it needs practice. What is craft? Craft is technical and it needs practice, right? And the technical obviously can be creative too. Best technique is always creative, but the technique always needs practice. That's non-negotiable. So, like I said, this is what practicing your intuition is about. This is something you really need to start developing in this new moon phase. Commit to that. Journal, pray, notice the signs and synchronicities in your life. Slow down, slow down. The moderator does not take up space. The moderator holds space for all the feelings inside their body. And once you start doing that for yourself, then only you can surely do it for the community or your friend circle or the group, whatever we are talking about. The moderator observes, the moderator keeps silent, the moderator slows down, paces the conversation. So you have to pace the conversation happening in your mind, in your body. This is really what this Aquarius new moon is asking you to do. Stop listening to people outside you. Stop giving them your energy. Start figuring out if what you are doing right now, if the trajectory of your life right now is really in alignment with your real wacky desires. Everything you think, which you think makes you weird or odd, or which you think is kind of impossible for you, dude, it's possible. It's all possible. That's what they're saying. It's all possible, but you have to make the wish. Right now, you are not making the wish. It is possible if you make the wish, but you have to say it aloud. You have to write it. You have to put it out in the universe. You have to put that intention out in the universe. You have to make the wish. So when you make that wish, all that crazy things you dream about for yourself are possible. But right now you are so focused on other people's energies and their needs and stuff. And not just you, this is a collective reading, so obviously this also applies to me. It will, realign, refocus, prioritize, and when you do that, present future, soon future. I'm not getting the right term for this position, but these are the words I feel like saying. Soon future, present future. When you do all these things, when you start practicing your intuition and over the period of next 2 weeks, then slowly you will notice that you are starting to give up this need for perfection and need for control in your life. That obsessive compulsiveness will slowly disappear in the soon future, or in the present future, whatever, future, present. I don't know. And you will try less and less to control the outcomes and in your life of circumstances, and you will focus on not controlling your own emotions, even because they are not here to be controlled, but you will focus on observing them but not acting on them, just holding space for your own emotions, not judging them. That's what this new moon is really asking us to focus on. And they're also saying that once you start doing this will also bring you all the required financial stability, security, job security, whatever, like, financial things you are scared of in your life right now, this can all be solved by you working on everything we talked about right now. And I know this seems totally unrelated, like You must be thinking, oh, this has nothing to do with my job, and this has nothing to do with my project, or this has nothing to do with this thing I've sunk money on, my family and my parents and my um, whatever studies and new skills. They have nothing to do with my finances right now. But look, this is how the world is magical. This is how energies work. Everything is connected, and the things you think are not connected are actually connected. It's because it's a question of what energy are you in, or are we in a particular point in or time in our life, right? And whatever energy we are in, that goes in one area, or it comes from one area and then it goes in another area of our life. So if you adjust the energy of one area of your life, the energy of the other area or the problems in the other area automatically get solved. And that's what is magic, right? Works really like magic. So that's another thing I'm getting here. So I'm gonna now keep these cards aside and pull 4 more cards for the last 4 cards of Celtic Cross. Yeah, that happened to me in this new moon ritual I was doing a couple of days ago with some fire. It was very interesting, but that's a story for another time. Let's see what we got here. Wow. 4 more cards, guys. Okay. I realized I wasn't doing it on camera. Hi. Okay. Wow. Nice cards. Very nice, very nice. So, advice position. You are moving out of a difficult phase of your life. You are completing a very, very difficult phase. You had to go through a lot of shit, and you are finally getting out of it. You are moving on, taking what's precious to you, going in the direction you need to go. So grieve. Take some space and time to grieve. Let yourself feel the grief of this hard time you had to experience. Because if you don't let yourself feel the grief will get stuck in your body, like literally. When we don't feel our feelings are naturally supposed to pass through our body, because feelings are energy, right? And whatever physiological things happen with hormones and stuff in our body, they, of course, like they produce energy. So like the energy is physiologically rooted, but it doesn't mean it's mechanical, it's magical, because it's material, spiritual. And that energy in normal circumstances is supposed to pass through your body. That's the nature of feelings, that's the nature of energy. Things pass. But when you don't feel them, when you effectively put a block on them, right, and they are not allowed to pass through your body and they get stuck there. So the best way to overcome these feelings is really to just let them pass through your body, to feel them. Yeah. Okay, and now I have been told by Spirit to do these quite quickly, because most of the messages I had to give you are already given, and they keep cutting off my camera. So that's a sign that I should not speak too much. Second thing they're saying is that external circumstances around you are telling you right now to rest. To rest, gather your energies, heal. You need rest, you need downtime, you need quiet time. Make it for yourself. Don't be always in the energy of trying to act and trying to solve, because that's not helping you right now. Stay in your power. It's 7 of Pentacles combined with the Sun card. Stay in your power. Don't let others' energies affect you. Go listen to your inner child. Go after what you need, and rest. Biggest message. And if you don't realize that everything externally which is happening to you is actually telling you to rest, then it is a sign that you are disconnected from your intuition. So it is a sign to work and practice on your intuition. Because all these blockages and all these difficulties which are happening in your life right now, this is a sign for you to stop. The universe is sending you a sign to stop and rest. All the problems and blockages which you are experiencing, accidents, blocks, it's a sign for you to take downtime. Then hopes and fears. 10 of Pentacles. Yes, you hope for a very abundant, financially abundant life with a good community who understands you, but it's the same thing which also scares you, because this is unfamiliar territory. And I am not going to say more on that. I relate to that, and it's just something you need to be aware of. That same things which you think you need, or which you really want, are the things which also scare us, and that is often the very self-sabotage we do on us, because then we get into the energy of fear, and we never let those things come to us, and instead we go chasing and don't rest, because we think chasing and action will produce results. No, action has its place, but action all the time does not produce results. Actions all the time certainly does not produce magic. We need to slow down. We need to get away from this injured masculine energy of always acting. I don't even want to say masculine. Injured yang energy, right? From always, which is always acting. You don't need to always act. Magic happens in rest. Magic happens in listening. Meditate. Last card, final outcome, 9 of Wands. Yes, again, this is again a sign. There's also something here about rest, but there's something they are trying to say about how this whole process, and whatever advice, whatever messages the new moon in Aquarius has brought you so far, this will also ultimately you working on your intuition, you're working on your power and staying in your power, not giving your energy away to other people, not allowing them so much into your lives that you lose yourself, your real authentic self. So all this work will actually give you a very good understanding of what it means to have good boundaries. This is what they're pushing you towards, they're pushing us towards. And also it will mean that good boundaries will allow you to actually prioritize and fight for the things you believe in truly, and stand for those things and just make your energy more powerful. This is where they are trying to lead you. This is where Spirit is trying to lead you. So that's all they wanted to say with the tarot. And I just quickly want to pull one single card from this deck, Moonology Tarot Oracle cards, and see what they have to tell us there. All right. Messages from the moon, please. Whoa. What is wrong here? Lots of instability, huh? I mean, of course, it's me, but everything is connected. It's everything. Okay. Last card, please. One card from the moon. One card from the moon. What do we need to know as a collective for this new moon phase? What do we need to know? Wow. Okay, 2 cards. You are very close to achieving your goal and step out of your comfort zone. Do I need to say more? Okay, I'll say a little bit more. In gibbous moon, you are very close to achieving your goal. So if you have put your energies, whatever this new skill you are learning, with this, whatever new skill you are learning, you are close to achieving your goal. Step out of your comfort zone. Get out of what is comfortable for you. I don't need to say anymore. Love and light. Take care. See you soon in another reading. Bye.